Hi, I'm Dan Obashan, and welcome back to the Joy of Tennis Teaching. Last week I talked about the idea of having a new way to introduce players to the game of tennis. It's an idea that rolled around in my mind for quite a few years, and then I put it together as something that I call two-lesson tennis. And the basic idea is to get people playing as quickly as possible. Get them having fun, playing a game. Don't worry about perfect strokes. And once they've been involved for a little while, they'll get hooked on tennis. And then as teachers, we can work to develop the strokes for the rest of their life. How does two-lesson tennis work? Well, in lesson one, the goal is to teach them how to carry on a basic rally. If they can go out and hit the ball back and forth with somebody, they can have some fun. I would do it as mini tennis. Start off teaching them a ready position, how to use the left hand, and do a basic forehand and a basic backhand. Because I would teach the adults all to do a one-hand backhand. I just think it's more practical and physically easier. But the trick is you've got to teach them that grip change. Most adults have terrible backhands because they never learned the proper grip, and even more important, how to change from the forehand to the backhand grip. So as far as kids going, if you're doing two-lesson tennis with kids, it depends. If you want to do two-hand backhands, that's fine. One-hand backhands I prefer, but it doesn't really matter. So once we've got them able to do a forehand and a backhand from in close, we'll have them slowly move back, with the goal being to be able to rally from the baseline by the end of that first lesson. Now you're going to probably have to do a basic ball judgment drill. Either the bounce hit drill, or what we would always do in PBI is divide the court into the 3 zones, and people would have to call out whether the ball was going to land in zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3 as it was flying towards them. This drill is a great drill for getting people to understand how to judge the ball as it's coming to them. So that's it for lesson 1. Teach them the ready position, how to change from the forehand to the backhand side, and how to judge the ball from different parts of the court. Lesson 2 is a little bit more ambitious. We're going to teach a basic serve, a basic return of serve, and how to keep score. Because again, the goal is at the end of this lesson, they should be able to go out and play a game with anybody they want. Now, some coaches have said to me, well, I like to do 3 lessons and teach a volley. That's fine, whatever type of program, as long as we can get people playing the game as quickly as possible. That's the whole goal. The details are up to the individual pro. But the idea, the reason I left the volley out is I just wanted to streamline it and make it easier, as easy as possible. Now, if you're doing small group lessons and you're going to be able to teach them how to play doubles, then I would definitely include a basic volley in the lesson. Maybe I would even slide the serve into lesson 1 and do the serve, return a serve, and scoring, and the volley in lesson 2 to review the serve. So that's it. Two-lesson tennis. Basic, quick, clean, get people started in the game. Part of this idea comes from way back in the early 1980s. I was teaching at the Kuala Lumpur Hilton Hotel, and I had all kinds of beginning women tennis players. That was the vast majority of my business, was women from all different countries. Their husbands had been sent to Malaysia to work, And the Hilton Executive Club was a very popular club for the expatriate business community. So I was teaching all these lessons. I was quite busy, but I noticed something that was bothering me. All of these women were taking lessons, but none of them were playing. They were just taking lesson after lesson after lesson. And I would say, hey, have you played any games yet? And they would say no. So then I put a new rule in that you weren't allowed to take another lesson until you had played a game. This backfired on me because these people just were a little bit shy about their tennis and they didn't know other members, and so they just stopped taking lessons, which I heard about from my wife as I was not teaching hardly any lessons all of a sudden. But the way I solved the problem was I invited everybody to a free group program where I taught everybody how to play doubles and introduce them to each other, and taught them the basics of the serve and return and the volley and how to play double strategy. And they all met each other, and pretty soon I had lots of women playing doubles together and having a great time. And thank God my lesson business picked back up. So when I started contemplating this idea of was there a different way to approach the teaching tennis, that experience in KL came back to my mind, and that was kind of the genesis of the 2-lesson tennis. Now, when I was thinking about this program, I was thinking about different ways you could teach this. Different, tennis directors could have new, young, inexperienced pros, teach them how to teach 2-lesson tennis as an introductory thing. We could even do a certification for 2-lesson tennis coaches, and just do something to speed up the process. Obviously, with what's going on in my life, this is not a project that I'm going to be pursuing. I hope that some of you out there will think of this project and take it and run with it, make it your own. And I really do believe that 2-lesson tennis or something like it is going to be the key to solving the player retention problem and growing the game of tennis. So that's it from Indian Wells. Go out there and be joyful.